Okay, so we're going to get started here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this wonderful trip, and it's the Portugal and Enduro. And it's a wonderful trip. And again, thanks everybody for muting, and thanks for coming. I'm so excited that so many people are interested. So again, I'm Sandy Beach, and I'm from Mayflower Cruises and Tours. And I'm going to start with a little brief history about our company, just to give you an idea of who we are, so that you know that we're not a fly-by-night company. We've been in business for over 40 years. Scenic Tours was founded by Glenn Maroney in 1986. 2014, Emerald Waterways was launched. And then in 2018, Mayflower Tours was acquired by Mayflower Cruises and Tours, and that's how we became Mayflower Cruises and Tours. And then in 2019, we launched the world's first discovery yacht. That thing's amazing. If anybody is interested, you can talk to Larry about that. And then we also are in 2022 launching another affordable luxury yacht, and that's going to be called the Azura. So with our products, we go around the globe. We go all over the place in North America. We go all over the world. I mean, we go to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, everywhere. Our river cruising, we have small ship river cruises, plus we have the big ship river cruises. And we just go everywhere. We even go to Antarctica. So we have deluxe transportation from our coaches to flying. We also handle your bags from start to finish. So when you get off that airplane and you're met by that Mayflower Cruises and Tours, that person's holding their little sign up. You come out of the baggage claim, your luggage is taken and put on the coach, and you don't have to worry about moving it from one place to the next after that, because it's handled by all of our employees. And they all wear gloves, just so you know. Everybody's going to be wearing gloves. You have a professional tour manager that's with you from start to finish. And this is your go-to person for any questions or concerns that you have.
Excuse me for a second.
You bet.
There's some crunching noise that's going on, which is causing some problems understanding what's happening. So I'm going to mute up again, but
yeah, maybe I don't think everybody muted. So
okay,
Sandy, there's a way that you can just mute everyone. How about if you do that?
Okay. Let me see. Mute all. There we go. All right, I'm going to mute everybody. And then if anybody has questions, we'll answer them in the end. You can put them in this chat also if you'd like. There. Okay. All right. So again, we have a professional tour manager that's with you from start to finish. So this person's there for any questions, concerns, or anything that comes up during the duration of the trip. We also have local step-on guides and historians that give a vast array of information about the areas that you're visiting. So you become in-depth and learn so much about the places that you're visiting. We also have fine dining experiences that are unique to the area that you're visiting. So say you're in Germany, you're going to eat German food. And our top accommodations are 4- and 5-star. Almost all of our accommodations are 4- and 5-star. We do have 6-star accommodations too. So now we'll get right on to the Portugal Enduro River Cruise. It begins on April 6, 2022. That's when you would fly out. And it's 11 days and 22 meals. And so you're going to fly into Lisbon and spend 2 days in Lisbon. And then you're going to motor coach to Porto, but you're going to be able to stop at a couple of places along the way. Then you're going to take your river cruise, and you're going to have 7 nights on the river cruise. And it's going to go all the way down to Salamanca. And then it's going to go all the way back up to Porto. So after your overnight flight, that would be your day 1, your overnight flight to Lisbon. And then you arrive at beautiful Lisbon, and you'll be met by the tour Mayflower representative that'll be outside the baggage claim area, like I had said before. And they will grab your bags and get everybody on a coach, and you'll be transferred to your 2-night stay. Feel free to explore Lisbon after you get to the hotel and settle in. You can go and look around on your own the first day that you're there on day 2. And you can, join your tour manager, though. You have to make sure you're back in the evening and join your tour manager and fellow travelers for the included dinner. On day 3, after breakfast, you will receive a panoramic view of the city with a coach tour. You'll be able to visit the Monument of the Discoveries, and that's on the northern bank of the Togus River. Also on day 3, you'll see Belém Tower, and this is a UNESCO World Tour Heritage Site. And the Belém Tower is considered Portugal's most famous landmark. And then you're going to go on to, and if I pronounce this wrong, I apologize, but Geronimus Monastery to discover the unique architecture. It's a combination between Gothic, Moorish, and even Renaissance styles. And then tonight, Landmark Society has a special exclusive excursion and dinner for only the Landmark Society passengers. On day 4, you're going to depart Lisbon by coach and journey to your ship in Porto. Now you'll make one stop at the Fatima, and that's the home of, whoops, I went too far and I apologize. And that's the home of the Fatima, of the sanctuary of Fatima. And this is an important Catholic pilgrimage. Sorry about that. And then you'll continue on and make a stop at Coinbra. And here you'll see the Coinbra, the Coinbra University. And this was built in the 18th century during the reign of the Portuguese King John V. And the library is situated on the heights of the historic center. And then you will be heading to your ship in Porto, and you'll embark on the Emerald Radiance, and it'll be your home for the next 7 nights. Now I'm going to go over a little bit about the ship. So before we go on to any more on the tour, so what we have available right now are the staterooms category D and E, and as you can see, it's a very clean, crisp room. You have a window here, but it does not open. And the size of the cabins are 153 square feet to 170 square feet, depending on which one you pick. And as you can see, there's plenty of room to move around. And then there's the panoramic balcony staterooms, and that's category P and A. And they have the indoor balconies, plus they have the open air system. So the windows can be opened and you can get the fresh air flowing through the room. And those rooms are 160 square feet to 180 square feet, depending on which one you pick. And as you can see, throughout the ship, you're going to have these big, long windows that you can look out as you're sailing, whether you're on top of the ship or if you're in the ship, you can still look out and see everything that's going on around you. And as you can see, every one of our ships have these beautiful interiors. They're clean, they're crisp. All of our ships are new, and you can hang out with your friends and have a great time. We also, on the Emerald Radiance, have a pool on top of the deck, on the very top, and you can go swimming there. And your Emerald Waterways crew will get to know you. The crew members, there's so few people compared to the big ship cruises, but these people get to know you. They know your likes and your dislikes, and they're there to help you all the way through. If you have any questions, they're always very willing to help. And if you have a night or a day that you want to dine in and you don't want to go to the common area, you can have in-suite dining. There's also Reflections Restaurant, and none of our seating is it's open seating, so you aren't seated with a whole people that you don't want to be with. You can sit with whoever you want. And then we have the terrace. It's an area where you can sit and have a meal and look out and watch what's going on around you at almost like a little bar. And then every night there's a movie, so you can watch a movie every night. There's a showing every night. And then there's a fitness center, so if you want to work out after eating all that food. And then there's a place that you can get your hair done. If you want to go and get a nice little hairdo, you can do that before you go on one of your excursions or after. And of course, we have the Horizon Bar where you can go and sit and enjoy cocktails with friends. And then there's the lounge area. If you have some downtime and you don't want to be sitting in your room and you want to go and mingle, the Horizon Lounge is the place for it. And as you can see, there's plenty of room for social distancing. There's also a wellness area where if you want a massage, you can get a massage too. And the sun deck is amazing. You can sit out on the sun deck and watch everything going around you from all views. It also has areas where there's covered areas where you can sit to stay out of the sun. And then sometime during the cruise, they're going to have a barbecue. So if you don't want to sit down in the restaurant, you can have a barbecue up on top of the ship. And here's a deck plan just to give you an idea of what the deck plan looks like. And then on every tour, what we have is they're called personal listening devices. And I know I've been on tours before, and the tour guide is talking and they turn their head and I completely missed what they're saying. Well, these personal listening devices, you can hear everything that they're saying because they have a microphone and they're talking into your device. So on day 5, today is the day that you'll be sailing through the beautiful Douro Valley on your way to Pinot. And you'll see sparsely populated villages, sun-drenched vineyards, and small farms. And on day 5, you can also sign up for a Portuguese cooking demonstration on board, giving you a memorable experience that goes beyond that of an ordinary traveler. On day 5, you arrive at the village of Pinot, which is perfectly situated on the river bend surrounded by terraced hillsides where some of the world's best port wines have been produced. And tonight you enjoy the welcome reception and dinner on board. On day 6, you go to Quinta Vineyard. In the heart of Portugal's Douro Valleys, it's surrounded by terraced vineyards that climb really high up into the mountains. Here you're going to learn about the product and its importance to the region's culture and also their economy. And of course, you get to taste the local vintage, which is very exciting too. And you may want to take a guided walk through the vineyards. That's something else that you can do. On day 7, Salamanca, Spain. Today's excursion is walking there, and you'll see the beautifully carved buildings. One like the San Martin Romanesque church. It's a San Martin church. And then you're also going to see this really cool House of Shells. And the House of Shells is a late Gothic building with Renaissance elements. The structure is decorated with more than 300 shells, which symbolizes the Order of Santiago. You also visit the Plaza Mayor, where you'll have free time to independently explore and maybe grab lunch at a local restaurant before returning to your ship in Portugal. You may also want to catch some of the entertainment, and it's called Tuna Music Band in Salamanca. So on day 8, you arrive in Pincico. I'm not sure how you say it, but I apologize if it's not. And then you disembark for the morning and tour the Coa Valley Museum. And this building resembles a large outcrop emerging from the soil. In the early 1990s, rock engravings were discovered during the construction of the dam in the river valley. The prehistoric rock art site is an open-air archaeological site located in the northeastern Portugal, and it's near the border of Spain. Or you can take a guided canoe excursion. Then when you return to the ship for lunch and relax on the deck and sail through the Pacific or peaceful surroundings on the way to Rigo. And later today, you will enjoy a port cocktail lesson on board. You also can attend an off-ship dinner at a traditional vineyard in the estate of Rigo. And you get to taste the local cuisine. On day 9, you journey to Limigo and view many of the splendid buildings from the 1700s. Nestled among the terraced slopes of the Douro Valley, port wine growing region is overlooked by the ornate shrine. And you get to visit the sanctuary of the Lady of Remedies. And this is one of the most important pilgrimage sites in Portugal. And if you're feeling a little adventurous and you want to take a walk up and down the stairs of the sanctuary that is perched atop of the hill, you can get a closer look at some of the traditional Portuguese blue and white tiles. And later, when you're back on the ship, you can learn how to make the mosaic tiles. You can paint. They do a painting lesson. Day 10, you head to Porto, and this is a city that's a mix of modern and ancient architecture. You also get to join a walking tour that highlights the sites from the scenic beauty of the historic landmarks. Such places as Porto Cathedral, which is a Roman Catholic church. It is one of the city's oldest monuments and one of the most important local Romanesque monuments. And then you can also visit the train station that offers beautiful mosaic art. Isn't that amazing? And this evening, you can enjoy a cruise through the Porto Enchanted Waters. And day 11, sorry, but this is the time that your tour manager will arrange your transfers to the airport, and you get to fly home with all the great memories that you made from this trip. Now we have a special early bird booking. So if you book by June 30th, you will get free air. The departure date again is April 6th. And the Riviera deck category E is $4,950. And if you want and that's per person for a twin room, or if you want your own room, just add an additional $2,699. The Riviera deck category D is $5,150. And that's $2,829 if you want your single room. Addition with the 5,000. And then the Horizon deck category A is $6,200 with the addition of $3,509 if you wanted to have your single room. And then the Horizon deck category P is $6,350. And then you can add $3,609 if you want to again have your own room. Deposit is only $400 per person for reservation. Your final payment's not due until January 4th, 2022. And there's also the Traveler's Protection Plan, and it's $469 per person. And again, that's due at time of reservation. And that is not something that you have to do. It's optional. I always encourage people to get it because life happens. I mean, it covers pre-existing conditions. So if God forbid something happens and you have a pre-existing condition that you need to go to the hospital or whatever, you have coverage. Plus, if you're a repeat traveler, and you decide to travel with Mayflower again after this trip, you'll be able to save $55 on your next trip because you're going to earn $55 worth of Mayflower money. And talking about Mayflower money and the next trip, there's a teaser of the day. The Tulip Time on the Rhine, the Jewels of the Rhine, it hits Netherlands, Germany, France, and Switzerland. And that trip's in 2023. And a little birdie told me that Landmark may do that trip. So thank you for joining me. I hope I gave you enough information to make you very excited about this trip. And I'm going to unmute everybody and answer any questions. There we go. Anybody have questions that I can answer for you?
Sandy, can you unshare the screen so that we can all see each other better?
Absolutely. Unshare it. You got it.
Everyone is still muted, so you still have to unmute.
I'm going to stop recording now too.
Okay.